Okay, I need to just publish last week's here real quick.
Yeah, just what is already. There is no story. There is actually nothing happening. There is a wind blowing, leaves flying around, the space, the trees. It's simply what is. There isn't a thing to be done about what's just happening. It is just the simplicity of what is. Thinking that there is something to be done is also what is. So it doesn't really matter. In this, there may seem to be a story arising, somebody trying to get to a certain place. But that as it is, it's just a story arising from nothing, arising from that which isn't getting anywhere. In this story, it may seem as if there is something to find, but it's just a story. There isn't anything to find here. And there is already no one who separates from what is to find anything or to find what is. So this is okay. In a way, there is that sense of okayness with what seems to be happening. Because what seems to be happening is already an expression of wholeness, is already an expression of everything. There isn't anything that is separate, even when there are thoughts of separation, somebody being separate, somebody being, or somebody in the journey of trying to find wholeness, completeness. That as it is not separate from this. It is this appearing as somebody trying to find completeness. But it is already completeness appearing as somebody trying to find completeness. So there's nothing missing here. There's nothing lacking. There is no mystery. It is just this simplicity of what is.
Did you say there's
You
no
can call it
mystery?
whatever.
Did you say there's no
Sorry, come again?
Did you say there's no mystery?
I mean, like there is no this isn't a thing to be discovered, to be found, because there is no one who's separate or ready to find anything. If that seems to happen, it's simply a story. It may seem to be mysterious as it is, but that's as it is. It's just another story appearing in it. This is ordinary. This somehow seems to be okay for no one. Even when there is a feeling or that sense that something is not okay, it is okay in a way, because it is already an expression of that which isn't separate. Everything is this. Every word spoken, every thinking happening, every frustration, every sense of being separate is already this already. There is no victim already. There is no one who's separate, who's experiencing separation. Yet that can be just a story for no one. But there is no separate self to be in the story. What seems to be a separate self and what seems to be a story is simply nothing. It's just an appearance in this.
It's funny.
So the one, okay,
Outside my window, which you probably can't hear, they're chopping trees apart, and there's an army of men with leaf blowers blowing leaves. And in the background, we can see the wind is blowing all of the trees.
yeah,
They seem to be writhing in pain as they're being chopped down over here. In the world, there's layers and layers of synchronicity
yeah,
that seem to here you are on the other side of the world, and here I am on the other side of the world from you, and there's this synchronicity of things that are happening in time, but somehow beyond space. That there seems to be throughout history, ideas have arisen at the same time, things arise. It seems like there's layers and layers and layers of mystery in this.
yeah. It's just what's happening. In a way, in the same way, it may seem as if there are different people doing different things, going up and down, some working, some doing their own businesses, you know. That's as it is, it's just an appearance, it's just a story. The layers, different layers as well is just this. Everything is equally an expression of wholeness. It's just this already, appearing as layers of uh, the apparent stories or things happening behind the scenes, underneath the surface or on the surface. You know, it's it is what it is. It's just this already. You know, there is really nothing wrong or right with what seems to be happening. There may be labels. There may be labels. Things may be labeled as different things, stories, um, stories that seems to come from somewhere, you know. religious stories, spiritual stories. It is already an expression of nothing. Everything is already empty. But if it seems as if this, or if there is a strong belief, or when this is believed to be real, as something real that is really happening, then it may seem as if there is good and bad. There may seem to be a desire to change certain things, to fix this and that because of the belief in the story. There may seem to be an apparent suffering happening because they seem to be a someone who's living life, who believes that there is a life that is lived. Somebody has to go somewhere, do certain things, go to work and come back in the evening. Those are just stories. But when it is seen clearly, when it is seen through that all there is this, there isn't a separate self, or there isn't different things that are happening. It is just this appearing as that. Then everything may seem to be light, everything seems to be superficial. Even the character itself is somehow superficial. If something is requested, or if there is somebody who wants to ask about something here, there may seem to be a response happening because of the question arising. But the question and the answer are the same. They are empty. They are just an expression of that which is whole and complete already, which isn't missing anything, which isn't lacking anything. And an answer may be given or an answer may not be given. It doesn't really matter. This somehow may keep quiet. It's just how it expresses at a particular time, apparently.
So why,
Walking or not walking is this.
so why do anything? So why do anything? Why do anything? You're not doing
It's
anything
just what's
already.
happening. Yeah, it's just what's happening. There isn't anyone who's doing anything. It is wholeness, or you can say it is wholeness doing all things. It is wholeness walking. It is wholeness appearing to be in the story, or appearing as somebody in the story. It is wholeness asking question. It is wholeness giving an answer. It is wholeness listening. It is wholeness speculating. It's and the mind, what seems to be the mind, uh, can never really find anything because it doesn't exist as separate from everything. The mind is just an appearance. The mind is an empty appearance. It is nothing already. What you take yourself to be is already not there. It is unreal. The assumption or the belief make it to seem as if it's real. But it's not real. And the mind can never know this. From that heart space, it can be felt, it can be seen by no one. The mind is full of the memories, the knowledge in the memory, the things that were learned, the things that were they were taught. You know, it doesn't have anything beside that. It's full of knowledge. You know, there's a knowledge and memory about things, about life, what life is, which isn't really true. It, even itself, as it is, it's just another knowledge. It's a knowledge. It's a knowledge. It doesn't have its own foundation. It doesn't have. It's being supported by things, by stories, by knowledge. It doesn't have its own like foundation. It's nothing. It's empty already. It doesn't exist, if I should say. Somebody asking so many questions, looking for um, looking for answers about life, what life is, when that somebody suddenly disappears, you know. So, you know, it is always recognized and seen that there are no questions. There were no questions already. Even that one who was asking a question was already not there. So questions don't arise when what seems to be a separate self collapses. Even the collapse of the separate self, they say another illusion. It's an illusion. It's illusory because there is already no separate self to collapse or fall away.
You don't find that mysterious?
Well, you can say whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. You can say it's mysterious or it's not. It's not. But in a way, when this is seen clearly by no one, it is also seen that there's no mystery. There's simply what is. There is simply that ordinariness. There are no fireworks. It's simply a recognition that all there is this. There are no questions. Questions don't arise. A desire to know is no longer there. Because the knower itself is already not there. When it is recognized that there is no knower, then there's nothing to know. Who would know? Who would want to know if it's seen that the knower is already not there? Who would want to know if there is no knower?
Let me write that down.
Even right now, there's just talking happening. but there isn't a knowledge. There isn't a knowledge about who is really talking. The talker, the one who's talking, it can't be found. There's just talking. Well, in the story, the knowledge of somebody who's talking may seem to be there, but it's just a story. It's not true. There's no Nkosi here. There's no Charles there. All there is energy. All there is this spaciousness. All there is nothing. The bodies, somebody, um, George, or whatever, all those are just labels. There's really nothing here.
What are you looking at?
No, I can, in a way, as I'm standing next to the tree, this one, somehow it can be felt that something is felt in a way. There is that energy being felt. So that's what I was looking at. It's more like there's someone next to me. I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
It's not just a tree. It's
There was just a little irony there as you were looking at the tree and saying that there's nothing there.
I mean, this energy, this appearance is the same as this one. Yeah. So there's no difference.
Yeah.
That's what
In a way, it feels it's important it's important to recognize what goes on in the mind as stories, but it's also important not to deny one's experience, right? If it's if there you are, where is Nkosi? Where is the tree? These are ideas, these are stories, but yet there is an energy there, and there is the tree there, and there is an experience and a connection, and that just happened, right? So, what's the point of denying one's experience?
yeah, it's of course when you use the language, you can say it's a tree. When you talk about the story, you can refer to this as a tree, but it's not a tree. It's just energy. Everything is energy.
Well, if everything is energy, then there's energy.
Yeah.
That's not nothing. That's felt and experienced. The solidity,
Yeah.
the solidity to it is something that we attribute with the mind.
Yeah. When we call it nothing, we are not referring to nothing as an empty space, as a blank space, just nothing. But it's the kind of nothing that is aliveness, that is empty, yet it's full. It's not just blank. That's nothingness. That is in like blank. As in there's nothing. I don't know how to put it in a good way. That's it is aliveness. It is boundless aliveness, which isn't an object.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even when there is no one, even when there is no talking happening or speaking happening, you know, this remains as it is. This remains as it is, just boundless aliveness. You can say it's beautiful, it's nice, it's beautiful, but itself as it is already neutral. It's neutral. Though it may seem to be empty, yet it's full. It's full. It's more alive. It's aliveness. It is seen that what seems to be a different bodies moving around, they are moving because of that aliveness. They are not actually moving on their own. It is aliveness moving everything. It is aliveness appearing as a wind. It is aliveness appearing as trees move. It is aliveness appearing as talking happening, appearing as thoughts, sensations. There is nothing missing already. There is nothing lacking. There is already nothing out there that can be found. Everything is this already. There's nowhere to get to. There's no distance to cover.
Nisargadatta says there's the same water in every well, and I am the water.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. Water and the well as well. Yeah. But it was a beautiful example as well. In the same way, when you take a bottle, a closed bottle, the same space that is within the bottle, the space that is within the bottle is the same space that is outside the bottle. So when the body breaks, it doesn't really matter. It's as if nothing happens. Because still the same space. So when this body is destroyed, it doesn't matter. The body is just a body. It's nothing. The same space that is within the body is the same space that is without the body. You are not the body. The body will collapse, but what you really are will never collapse. It is unshaken. It is indestructible. It is the unborn and the undying. It is unsearchable. It is not a man or a woman. It doesn't have any culture. It's not looking for anything, or it's not looking for the next exciting experience for it to be what it is. It's already what it is with or without any experience. It's already what it is with or without any story. This is timelessness. This is boundlessness. This is everything. This is nothing. And this can't be found. Because even the one who seems to be looking for this is already this. So there's no one who's looking for this, because everything is this already. It is this already appearing as glimpses. Somebody who's having glimpses about this. It is this appearing as different stories. Some good stories, some bad stories. But those are just opinions. There are no good or bad stories. There's no good and bad. It's just what is. It's just this neutrality appearing as the opposites. So anything may arise, any story may arise. It doesn't really matter. Here, the story is enjoyed. The superficial character may seem to enjoy any story that is arising in this. Being a brother to some people, being a father, it's okay. There's nothing here that is trying to get rid of any story. There's nothing here that is trying to dismiss or suppress any apparent happening, because it is always seen that every apparent happening is beautiful. Everything is empty. Every story is empty already. It's nothing. The destruction of the body doesn't mean anything to this. Yet when this believes itself to be the body, it may seem to be afraid of death, because it thinks that it is the body. It identifies itself as the body. So it may seem to be afraid of death. It may also be it can also be afraid of losing the family members, because it takes itself to be the body, and it also it sees others, and it knows others as the body. So that fear may seem to torture that one, the apparent separate self. But when the recognition happens, it is always seen that this is just a play. There are no brothers and sisters already. There are no grannies, grandpas. It's just this already. Just wholeness, boundless energy. Everything is energy. Energy can be transformed, but it can never really be destroyed. So it is this already appearing to have an experience of limitation in a way, because this is always unlimited. So there is no one who's bound already. There is no one in the story already. There is no one who's a victim already. Everything is this already. Even not this is this. Other than this is already this. Thinking that there is something to find is already this. Recognizing that there isn't anything to find and there's no one to find anything is already this. So every story is beautiful. Every story is okay because it is an expression of nothing. It is an expression of all there is. All there is this. Timelessness, appearing as time. Boundlessness, appearing to be bound. So there's no one to know this. There is no one to find this, and there's no one to become this. There's just simply this. Totality already. So being a you who separates from this, or being somebody who separates from this, is just an assumption. It's just a belief. It's just a story that is believed in. What is seen here is that there is no one who's separate from this. A story or somebody being separate from this is just a story appearing in this. The story itself is already empty. It's already going nowhere. When this, what is, seems to be found, the seeker always dissolves. And it is always seen that there wasn't any seeker already. So the seeker dissolving, it's an illusion, because there is already no seeker to fall away, to collapse. There's this already.
There's a
There is
song.
no Charles there. Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. There's no Charles here to interrupt you.
Yeah, there's no Charles who's asking any question. There's no Charles to do anything. Charles has never done anything. Nkosi has never done anything. All these um, all these appearances, they're just simply appearances in this. So Charles is this. Nkosi is this already. Nkosi is wholeness already, expressing as Nkosi. And Charles is also that. I am that.
I need to get to work.
Okay.
I am that which needs to get to work.
All right.
Thank you for your
All
time.
right. All right. Always welcome.